Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's One Piece Treasure Cruise video, I actually had a different OPTC content idea. So what I will be doing is reading some different unpopular opinions the Reddit community has about One Piece Treasure Cruise. I did a post a couple of weeks back asking the community to give me their unpopular opinions, and of course they delivered. Thank you so much for the participation. The post got hundreds of comments, and that's why I will be doing this as a series, a fun series that we're gonna see unpopular opinions, because I cannot obviously cram every opinion here in this video. So of course, if you want to leave more unpopular opinions in the comments of this video, feel free to do so. Whatever opinion you have and you think it is pretty unpopular in the general community, please leave it down below and we will visit it in another video. As I said, this is a concept for fun, so make sure to be civil to everyone, no matter how unpopular their opinion is. Without further ado, let's start things off. The first comment here comes from the user named Raoud83, and by the way, I'm gonna say this from the get-go, I will mispronounce some names sooner or later, so if I do, I'm very sorry I mispronounced your username or name, but it is about to happen with all these comments I'm gonna be reading. So, this user writes, all the guides, preparations and teams given to global players for PvP kinda made it less fun for me. Sure, you can give some help and basic understanding, but having almost every team at the moment be a slasher or in-team kinda makes it boring in my opinion. And there are parts I agree and parts I disagree here. So first of all, I believe it is not really an unpopular opinion that the meta in PvP is boring. It's so boring. Everyone's playing the teams you mentioned. Although, I don't really agree with the fact that all of the teams that were suggested and the guides that suggested teams to global are at fault for us having that boring meta. Asian guy, or rather Atsu, made a lot of videos saying this unit is bad, this unit is good, and so on and so forth, right? He pretty much, Atsu himself, shaped the meta for us global players day one. Of course, he's a popular OPTC YouTuber and content creator, so many people will copy his teams. So let's say Atsu didn't make these videos. We wouldn't have the meta day one, but we would have the meta in Block B, Block C, or even now in the second Pirate Rumble cycle against Lucci. And that is because obviously people in top 100 would have success not with V1 Snakeman, but with V1 Doflamingo and Slasher teams. If we didn't have Atsu to tell us Doflamingo will be good, we would see the top 10 players, everyone used Doflamingo. So then more players would use Doflamingo. Of course the meta would be shaped sooner or later, but now that is done for, the meta is set, we cannot at the moment change it. What I want to see is for the future of our PvP meta, I don't want Bandai to follow the Japan meta step by step. The next commenter, Aurora Borealis, says, I'm still mad about there being 3 treasure map Nami. We only get 12 a year, meaning units of course. It's BS that out of the thousands of characters in One Piece we keep getting the same units. And that is obviously a very understandable point. Nami has a Christmas unit, a Halloween one, and a dual unit with Sanji. And if you have noticed, Nami always gets units in different celebrations, obviously because she's a popular character and she can wear different cute outfits, so Bandai always uses her for that. And I understand that, but at the same time for treasure map it's not really like Legends, you don't really have a selling point to make a lot of money, so I understand you having a lot of Luffy Legends, but for treasure map I would also love to see different characters. But I do still love my Nami units. Next, unpopular opinion comes from the commenter named Psych Official, and it reads, while Pirate Rumble is fun, it's the worst game mode in the game. It's okay in my opinion to gem a lot in treasure map to get a high rank, but in a PvP environment I don't like the concept. I wish PvP would be different. So another comment here, not too fond of PvP, but not just the meta, the general concept of the game mode. With no doubt, PvP is an expensive game mode if you want to rank high, And to be honest, for a lot of players, the rewards are not the best if we compare them to Kizuna, Team Kizuna or even Treasure Map as the comment says. At the end of the day, since PvP is so different than the rest of the game and the other modes, I understand why a lot of people don't really find it interesting, appealing or worth their time. Next, unpopular opinion comes from the user named Recodes, and it reads: Limit Break Plus cost too much and are pointless on older legends when most of your friends won't unlock them, and the mirror/same captain feature doesn't either. Those captain ability upgrades should be free. And I really do not think that is an unpopular opinion. Limit Break Plus, the whole concept in general, is kind of poorly structured in my opinion and way too expensive. In some situations, even for some minor upgrades. So I don't know if they should be free, but they should totally not be that expensive. The next unpopular opinion comes from the user named MonkeyKeys23, and it says, I don't like the new pull animation. Which is fair to say. I don't really think the new pull animation actually adds much to the Sugofest. The only difference I have seen so far, without pulling a lot mind you, is that you can see from the start of the multi if it's actually gonna contain a legend or it's gonna be a full gold poster multi. So I guess that is the main difference. The animations don't really mean much in my opinion, and they're just there for show and maybe make the opening more exciting. But if you pull a lot, I can understand you not liking them, or maybe they will start to annoy you after a long while. Next, unpopular opinion comes from the user named Akainu14, and it reads: Pirate Rumble sucks and needs a legend limit. So another user doesn't like Pirate Rumble, but also suggests the limit of your team to be lower than 300. That is not necessarily a bad idea to shake up the meta a bit, but I believe the cost is fine when you have other solutions for the meta to be more diverse. But the user is probably bored of fighting defensive teams with only legends in them, so I absolutely understand the comment. Next, unpopular opinion comes from the user named TopsBulldog7, and it reads: We have hundreds of characters, yet I only use about 20. How about some random content with cost limitations or 4-star only content? Farming is a bit boring when there is no content, and those dead days would be fun to have random daily challenges with character restrictions. This comment is split into parts. Firstly, you say that you use about 20 characters. This is totally an exaggeration in my opinion, although I do understand it if you pull every new character in the game. Then, if you do have the new legend and bats every single month, you're gonna be clearing most likely the content that comes out because it is centered around that bats. You're gonna clear it with the same characters. So I do see that point of view, but at the same time no one forces you to do so. You can just use different characters. So if you expand your team building with different captains maybe, then you're gonna also have more fun using more characters. Now for the next part you say we need some content with limitations, totally agree. And lastly, the commenter mentions about the drought periods we have that we don't get a lot of content. In these periods we should have daily challenges. Now I don't agree with that, but hey, that's why it's an unpopular opinion, right? So I don't agree personally, because I think we need some time to get a break from the game. That's not a bad thing. Charge our batteries again for the next new piece of content or grinding in a treasure map. So a period with not a lot new content gives you the opportunity to clear garb challenges, maybe forests, and even farm for skulls, which can never be a bad thing. But if you cannot clear the garb challenges yet, I can totally see where you're coming from. Absolutely, skull farming and farming in general when we have drought periods can be boring. Next and last unpopular opinion comes from the user named Juan Pitch, and it reads: The super type meta sucks. Never enjoyed mono teams from the beginning. So that is a very interesting opinion. I think that we're not really in a super type meta per se. We have some super type legends, but at the same time you can still use other legends that are not super type to clear the content that is meant for super type legends. The monotype teams might not be the best, but a lot of times we do use monotype teams in content even before the super type legends were a thing. For example, in Kizuna Majority of the teams are monotype and in other different content. If you have a dex enemy, you will try to use as many strength units as you can. But at the same time, I do understand where Juan is coming from, because now with the super type legends, maybe sometimes your team building is restricted and you have less options for your teams. What do the rest of you think about super type legends in general? Tell me in the comments down below, and also leave your unpopular opinions about One Piece Treasure Cruise. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and also subscribe to the channel for more One Piece Treasure Cruise content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.